Good evening, folks, and welcome to the Six Figure Developer live stream. It is Live Coding Live Wednesday here on Twitch, where we work on personal projects and heckle each other and have a good time, interact with chat and such. What did you do?
You two are backwards.
We are backwards.
No, I'm John Calloway.
Oh.
Hold on. There, I fixed it.
So rude.
I get it. I understand.
Great.
You were the one that needed to move.
All right. Welcome, chat. Appreciate you being here. As always, join in on the fun, interact, do the things. Freaking Ward says, so this is how we start. I mean, usually, yeah.
That's why I don't come early.
This week, we're going to continue working on Blazor Game, a port, or what started as a port of Mono Game in Blazor, which has morphed into something. Clayton has rewritten several things several times. We've imported, sort of manually, a JavaScript matrix math library. And that is what you see on screen is the license agreement.
Yeah, this is permission to steal stuff.
So Clayton, you want to catch us up what we're doing, what we're looking at, what this is? Maybe click the F5 first and just show them that we actually have stuff moving.
Oh yeah. There's a thing, and it's doing stuff.
It's supposedly fire.
It's supposed to be fire. Oh, that's John. Why are you so low? And there, that's better. It's totally fire when it's not color rotating, and it would look even more like fire if it was on a white background, because then the transparency wouldn't be all weird.
I think the fire should have been on the inside.
I
Yeah.
we could, if you really wanted to shoot off on a tangent just right from the get-go, we could go and fix that problem.
Squirrel.
I have.
So do we have any plans? I was going to ask if we had or what the plan was, but really it's
Yes.
To work on this and to chat with the peoples. So we're gonna today is, where's the open with? Open with.
down, up. There you go.
What happened to Photoshop? Why is Photoshop not an option? Yeah, so the plan is to continue working from the GL Matrix library, which let me get a good link to the root of the library.
Oh, I got that.
You got that? Okay.
Which branch? The GL.
Just the master branch, I guess.
Oh, master.
Hey,
Okay.
It's me.
That photo is so very disturbing.
And
So tiny.
here's I can also link to the
The Matrix
we're
library.
Copying. Here are the specs that we're using
There we go. New layer.
and copying.
Oh, do I have to have a path? Okay. Okay. Where's the pen tool?
I have well derailed this.
Kind of. There it is. There it is. I think just do this. There we go. And then we Alt Zoom. And then I think I can do that. And then can that be a path? Could not render because the content of the layer is not directly editable. What are you talking about?
What type of file is this?
Oh, it's a PNG. Let me just Control A, copy, and then File, New, Create. I don't like you. Lol. That's not delete. Hello. Let's change that. Erase. Just erase all the things. Oh, that's healing. There's erase. No. Can I? Let's just do that. And we'll go boom, 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 boom.
There. Circle.
It's about as good. Too short.
Yeah, we can fix that.
I've never heard that before.
Nope. That one. Not what I want. This is not helping. Freeform. Ah. This is Ash's fault, in case anybody was curious.
What is happening? What are we doing?
We're rendering flames, assuming we can figure out how to do that. What is... Seriously. Why no let me do the thing? Okay. Ash, you've ruined everything. I'm not fixing it. I can't figure out Photoshop right now. I hope everybody's happy. Alright. Anyway, so we were doing this this feels... Oh, that's the describe. Okay. And then the implementation. Yes. Okay, it's about the same. So it's all that's good. All right. So we need to go back up to the tests, and we can add in the next test, which should be add. So how's everybody doing?
Good.
Add with separate output matrix. I'm not a fan of the separate output matrices. Okay, so
If I gloat and I'm muted, then the effect is not the same.
I mean, we were never in disagreement. They're being added for reasons beyond my understanding or control. I guess that's not entirely true, because I think I understand why, and I could also decide not to do it. But for the purposes of this exercise, we're going to assume I can't do anything about it. It's not what the product owner wants. Oh, sorry.
Confirm, yeah.
Confirm. Should place values into out.
This is just R equal, right?
Yeah. And then new 6, 8, 10, 12. Not that. Out. Hello?
Oh, sorry. So do you like that named assertion paradigm?
Confirm?
No. So in the JavaScript unit test, right, you can sort of name this assertion, right? So we expect out to be equal-ish to
Oh, you mean like
this.
the describe before each it,
Right.
that kind of stuff?
Yes, exactly.
Kind of. It allows you to have multi-layered contexts, and a test is just a context, an action, and a result.
Right.
So,
Is it just a comment, though?
So it depends. You can't. Well, you could name the function, right? But in this case, naming the function. So I don't like the way that they've done it, generally.
Okay.
I like the describe, right? Because you could describe add.
Yep.
Describe with a separate output matrix. Then you could do your action. I would not do the should place values in out, should return out, should not modify A, should not modify B. I would probably do that differently.
Okay. Just curious.
But seeing as how sometimes the numbers that they're using are not obvious for this particular usage, it's probably good that it's that way. Like if you go back and you look at our tests, you'd be like, what? I don't know what any of that means.
Right.
Or, huh?
Right, and the only description that we have for those tests are the test method name.
Right. Like I would in all reality I would probably, and we might do this when we go back, I would give this a variable. It wouldn't just be a magic number.
Sure.
And I might do the same thing for this. Like this might be
So like
A plus B matrix or something.
Yeah, okay.
Like I wouldn't probably use the array. I would probably make a matrix that was representative of the matrix that I expected to get back. And I would call that the you'd have your matrix A is an addend, matrix B is an addend, and then out is the sum. So I would have the expected sum, and that would be out. Something like that.
Cool. Yeah, no, I just noticed that I don't know I know we're using MS test here, but I didn't know if there's any of the other .NET tests that allowed you to sort of put those things in. And
I've created not a test framework, but you remember ages ago I created a Fluent API that would where you could build out your tests in a way that was very descriptive. It's a lot of work to do that, so a lot of people aren't going to do that. But hey, Mr. Magoo, how's it going? Look, we're still using confirm. It's your fault. Okay, so A should not be modified, so new array of 1, 2, 3, 4. It's nice at least that their arrays are simple enough to remember. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So we need to create the add method after LDU. So to result, can't spell that right. Result matrix 2A.
it's exactly what you think.
What you talk about?
What?
Result 0. See, you don't know what I think. Because I would have done...
You would have done 5 for a 4x4.
I would have just returned A plus B.
Well, so actually, if you wanted to overload the operator,
I would later, yeah.
then that's exactly what this would do, right? Then we could do just A plus B.
I feel like I did one too many.
I think I already pointed that out as well.
I wasn't listening.
We know.
Ta-da!
Copy and paste because the subtract's going to be the same.
It's misleading work. Well, you're responsible. How's that? You are responsible for that modification to the testing API within this library. And the add joint. Okay, so that is with a separate, and then when matrix A is the output matrix, and when matrix B is the output matrix. But addition is... Okay, anyway. Oh,
So-
maybe it isn't. Is it?
Are
Matrix-
these other cases actually necessary? This is what I don't understand.
So I'm not going to question them anymore. I feel like the things that they've done are for a reason.
No, but the cases are not necessary, are they?
I don't know what you mean. You like separate output matrix, matrix A
Yeah.
and matrix B.
Yeah.
It might make a difference.
I guess we're not testing.
It really shouldn't make a difference.
It shouldn't make a difference because we already test that the parameter that goes into the second one is not modified, and the parameter that goes into the third one is not modified. and we test that the parameter that goes into the first.
Except for when matrix A is the output, it is modified, and when matrix B is the output, it is modified.
Right. So we just don't test that.
Well, but we need to know that the correct one is modified in the correct situation. We want to make sure that there aren't side effects that we aren't expecting. I don't know, man.
I disagree. I think it's completely useless. I think all of those are completely unnecessary. The first set proves the other.
They are completely unnecessary. This would be A. I'm still gonna do it though. Just so as you know.
I'm not surprised.
And then we're not gonna check that one because that would be wrong, and then that should be correct, and then this would be.
Because the only thing that's changing here is
which one is being populated. While they were writing these tests, they probably wrote the code in such a way that did require this extraordinary condition. It does not appear to be necessary now, but when they were writing the code, maybe it was. I don't know.
That is possible. Yeah.
That comes down to, do you clean up the tests, or do you leave the tests as a hint for how to build the code?
Right.
Which I'm sure you could argue about.
All I'm saying is that the test, what's in the first test is enough to drive all these situations. The 4 asserts.
The 2 asserts.
There are 4 different asserts in the first test.
The 2 extra asserts in the first test are actually broken for any scenario where the output matrix is one of the input matrices. Those would be invalid because then A or B is being modified.
Feature chat is broken, so I can't feature chat.
How far through this matrix code do you think you are now? Percent to 2 decimal points? Well, let's see. There's matrix 2, matrix 3, matrix 4. And then there are some external libraries to that. I don't know. 11.73%. You know, if I had to guess. What? Okay, that's add.
Copy the whole thing and you get to subtract. Because it's the same thing, but
it's not the same thing. You minus instead of plus.
Or you add a negative.
I suppose you could plus and then negative. But that's just confusing.
Addition and subtraction are just the same. They're the same thing.
They're not the same thing. If you wanted to addition, you'd have to minus a negative.
Exactly.
Just feels silly to flip the sign for no reason. They are similar operations. They're not the same.
Well, yes, of course.
Obviously.
And yeah, the numbers are going to be
different. And they called it sub. I'm not calling it sub. I'm calling it subtract. And later I'm going to call it minus. Oh. Silly me.
Oh, everything's -4. That's
yeah, because it's 1,
hilarious.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yep. 4-way.
and then negative 4. All right. Cooking with fire now. All right.
I've seen what happens when you're near an open flame.
It gets bigger. The flame. Yay! All right. Oh, I didn't drop. Let me drop. Oh, right onto Josh. That screwed everything up. Okay, that's subtract. Now we've got from values. Oh, which is a really short one.
From values.
Yeah. So I've already got. This is like my new. The way that I've got it to where you can new.
Yes. Yep.
But, you know, whatever.
And then what is different between that and set?
I'm not that far
Oh,
ahead.
there's an out. There's an out.
Good golly. Okay. Basically. When it returns a 4-element array. Well, whatever. Okay. So result equals That's funny because they said to be equal-ish 1, 2, 3, 4, and they could have to be equal-ish matrix A. Whatever.
Yes.
I'm gonna do the same thing because I'm not inventive or anything. Not length.
Yeah, definitely wouldn't want to go against what they've done.
I don't like to go against the grain. All right, from values. That's not entirely true.
What's Callaway doing? He's being awfully quiet.
He's probably working on triple derby
What?
or speaker meet.
Now I'm working on getting additional speakers lined up for the podcast.
Oh, that's probably valuable.
That is probably valuable.
Double A, double B, double C, double D. Later we'll go way past D. E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. Way far into the alphabet.
It's just, yeah.
I can just do this. A,
Yep.
B, C, D. I learned something.
Yay. You don't even
Yeah,
need
I don't even need. I feel like when I do it like this, I want to put a space. Does anybody have any?
It works for me.
It doesn't want a space, but I don't know.
Oh, does it not work for space?
No, it doesn't care.
Okay.
It's not Python.
Does it yell at you?
No, but when I control KD, it takes the space away,
Oh, I see.
and I control KD a lot.
Got it.
You should change your settings.
I could control EC if that. But that does pretty much the same thing. It's a little bit more aggressive. I believe, the control EC. From values, set.
Which is almost the same thing, except for you have it out.
Well, so we're setting values onto a matrix.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, they're still receiving a value from set, because yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we expect that to be true, and then our same. Stop it. Out and result. Okay. No, did I not change? No, of course I didn't. Sets given values on matrix. These are also bad test names. That's okay. I can probably never go look at this again. Fix it later.
Wait, have we done transpose? We have done transpose.
I don't even know.
Yes, we have.
I'm just going straight down their line so that I don't miss anything. They don't have stuff in what I would consider an order that makes sense to me.
With
But-
multiply scalars up next. Got it.
Set matrix 2 result double A double B, jeez, double C double D, and then result 0 equals A. Stop it with the typing. Okay, everything's happy there. I can't see the chat no mo. Dropping. Okay, so now we have multiply scalar. We're almost at the bottom of this file, though, so that's good. We've got, just that much more to go. Oh, you guys can't see it. I don't know why I think you guys can see what I can see.
But yeah, no, you're right. I'm following along.
We're here at 262, and we've only got less than 100 lines left.
And then we get to see the fun stuff. Wait, where's Wes?
Wes.
He's not here.
Wes. What's that from? It's from something.
Family Guy?
Is it? Wes.
Cool. Cool.
No, that's Cool Whip. But there's also a Wes.
I don't know.
Somebody's got to know. It's gonna bug me. I don't know how to look it up because you type Wes into Google, it's not gonna be helpful. You can't type inflection, I don't think. That's what there needs to be. There needs to be like a search engine that can search with inflection, so that you can put the emphasis on the correct syllable. Like if you couldn't remember what movie that was from, but you type emphasis on syllable, you're not going to get the right answer.
Cool story.
Bro.
Or will you?
I mean, you could double check for me, but I don't think you would. Public void. Multiply. Jeez. Scalar. I had a long day. Did anybody else have a long day? Why does this week feel like it's taken forever? Is that just me?
No, it's been a pretty long week. Last week was a pretty long week, too.
This is true, yeah. I would agree with that. It's been a long month compared to the year that was a decade.
Right.
Mr. Magoo, not helpful. Let's see. Right. Stop it. Yes. Yes. Two. It feels weird that I'm doing / assert confirm.
Maybe you should do a / confirm.
What if you could do like R equal some stuff affirmative.
What is wrong with you?
It's been a long day. Okay, so new 2468. Who do we appreciate? And out. Confirm our same. Out and result. I feel like I could create a assertion helper method that would wrap up these two statements, because these two statements are in almost every test. You know, and just pass in the
3 values there.
the 2 values, because out it's the same in almost every test. And out is
But
also public to the
you have
test
an
class.
You have expected, result, and out.
Yeah, you would just have expected and result. Out is global to the test class.
Global to the test class. Got it. Yep. Okay.
'Tis a field. Not 54. Not 5. And then I could just I could write a thing that was like, confirm is same matrix A. Like, confirm unchanged matrix A. Or something. I don't know. There'd have to be a way to do it. See? Control KD. Yep, that's all there is. Yoda test. Oh, yeah. Backwards. You'd have to create an awful lot of classes for that. Or I guess you could make static. But anyway. It's not worth pursuing. It was a dumb idea.
Squirrel.
In case anybody's curious, I don't really want to be writing this code. I don't even want to be copying this code. But I need it for my end goal, so. What did we pad? Was the out, and then a calculation matrix, and then a scalar. Pretty sure.
That's exactly what you'd think.
You're not helping. I know you think you're helping, but But since all of this matrix stuff doesn't make any sense to me, you're not helping.
Matrix A times scalar.
That is the right usage of the scalar term, right? Like we're multiplying by a scalar.
Yes. Yep.
Okay, good. I didn't mean to burp into the thing. It just happened. I'm sorry. I apologize for everyone, to everyone except for John.
This would be another spot where you could actually overload the operator.
Yes. It's mad at me.
It doesn't know.
It's saying that matrix A hath been modified.
What'd you do that?
Oh,
for?
our same. There we go. Woo. Okay, and then when matrix A is the output, stuff happens. And then it fails. And then change that, and then this fails. Oh no. And then this. Yep. And then we delete that because that's not important no more. Yay.
The next one, I think they have the name wrong, personally. But I would call it add and multiply scalar, not multiply scalar and add.
Well, it depends on what order they do it in, doesn't it?
Well, I guess so
yeah, they're
order
adding.
of operations.
They're
you
adding.
always
You-
order of operations. The multiplication always takes precedence first.
Right. So
So it is multiply.
yeah, it's,
It's
multiply,
multiply B
which doesn't make
and then add to A.
yeah, which is not the order that I would imagine in my head. I would think
Right.
that this is the operative matrix, and that the rest of these are things being applied to that one.
Right.
Also, why not separate methods? Why all at once? Whatever.
So we do have separate methods, and actually, maybe that's what you should do.
No, I'm
You
certain that
reuse your.
I'm
So
certain.
scale B. Use your scale multiply by scalar.
No, I'm certain they did it together for a reason.
Yeah. No, I say make the method, but use the instead of multiplying it.
Maketh thee with separate output, right? Huh? Oh yes, thank you. I am a bit confused though. Of all days, what brings you to the followers now? I'm not
Hey,
complaining. I'm just confused.
Don't question. They're gonna
just-
go away.
We're not being terribly interesting or helpful.
Yeah. So if you're just joining us, this is live coding live stream Wednesday, where we work on personal projects and such. This is Clayton's Blazor Game engine project, which started life as a port of Mono Game in Blazor.
Now it's just a
Currently-
matrix library.
Yeah, currently pulling in a JavaScript matrix library, rewriting it
We are the
in
cheating.
C#. The banter is what everyone comes for.
It could be. If only he would pay more attention. He could save more often.
Hey, I'm doing stuff over here,
I appreciate you.
and I appreciate you appreciating me. We do this every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern. The live coding, working on projects. More often than not, we have been working on Clayton's Blazor Game Engine project. Sometimes we'll work on Speaker Meet, a project for technology speakers, conferences, and user groups. Written in .NET 5 and React and using all of the Azure things. Or we'll work on Triple Derby, an online horse racing simulation game. Mostly in .NET 5 these days. Or we will work on John Ash's Lift Fit Log, a fitness tracker written in React.
Although probably the next time we work on it, if I can get my act together, we'll probably need to be starting some .NET 5 backend or something
Sweet.
like that.
Good.
Let's do it.
Otherwise, we also live stream on Monday evenings, sometimes 6 p.m., sometimes 7 p.m. for the live stream of the podcast. So be sure to like, subscribe, look for the podcast in your podcast player for the Six Figure Dev.
Unlike most of the live coding sessions, the podcast is actually chock full of good information.
The live coding sessions are chock full of good information. Like, see this use of the word confirm there?
I mean, you can learn all kinds of tricks you should never use.
This was Blazor Mr. Magoo's contribution last time.
He just fed the bear. It just, here, have some more.
Why use
Clayton-
the same name? That's what I don't understand.
Yeah, Clayton is the one driving, and Ash and I are heckling. So feel free to jump in and provide your own entertainment.
Just now, I was actually looking at my code in Visual Studio, and then glancing over and skipping right over the JavaScript and looking at my code on OBS, and then comparing the two.
Were they the same?
Thankfully, yes, they were the same. It's not what I needed to be looking at, though. Okay, that, and then when matrix A is the output matrix, and when matrix B is the output matrix. Of course. Why not? Why wouldn't you check that? Droppity drop. It's all the dropping and the drop.
Where's everybody joining us from? I think
Florida.
Ward, you're up in Indiana. Ash is up in Columbus, Ohio.
I don't know what's up with either one of those people.
Clayton and I are in the Tampa, Florida area. The Surly Bots are joining us from England. Ward says Indiana. Whoop whoop.
You guys
Featured
don't
chat's not working. I would have put it up on screen, but
You guys don't even know the value of pi.
like apple pie.
No, there was a part of Indiana that wanted to, like,
Oh, shorten it to
for the purposes of schools, change the value of pi to make it simpler.
right.
Yep. That's probably the part that Ward's from.
Why featured chat no work? It makes me sad.
I don't know. I can, let me refresh the cache. There you go. Nailed it. It went away real quick.
Oh, it actually showed up. Let's do it again.
For a second. Bing. It only did the bell one
there it
time.
is. Oh, yeah, wow. That was super fast.
Yeah, but when it's up,
I didn't dismiss it. Why did it dismiss?
I don't know.
Oh, now it's there.
Yeah, that's all the test cases.
Yeah, it's throwing errors in featured chat. So there's this, and now I can't dismiss it. So Yeah.
Oh, so
Good-
it's
good
not
stuff.
it's not me. Feature chat is actually broken.
Yes. Well, I think it was probably a combination of we needed to refresh and feature chat is broken.
Freaking Ward. I can see what you're typing. I don't understand it.
Indiana.
Oh, why am I at the bottom of the operators? Here we go.
No offense to any Hoosiers out there. We actually do know freaking Ward.
Yeah.
So
Well, and from Kentucky, so I lived just right underneath Indiana the
You
entire
know.
time I was growing up. We're not much better off.
yeah, Kentucky, a sidestep from Indiana.
Add. That's what we're doing. Jeez.
Since I'm really not paying a whole lot of attention to what Clayton's doing and looking to schedule future guests for the podcast and still taking suggestions for episode 200, if there are any topics or speakers you'd like to hear on the podcast, go ahead and drop suggestions in chat.
If you would like to volunteer yourself or a coworker,
Yes. Volunteer yourself or a coworker.
we just ask that you inform them that they have been volunteered. We don't like being stood up.
Surprise. As luck would have it, I'm going out of town or out of the country all of a sudden.
Yeah, wouldn't you know it? I'm woke up this morning and I was in Mexico. I'm not going to be able to make the podcast.
It's a good night, you know.
All I got was his t-shirt.
All right. So it's resolved.
Hold on. It really has been a long day. I'm looking at the wrong code and trying to understand why.
Result 0 equals.
Well, that method's not even filled
There
out.
you Plus B0 and scalar.
Okay, no, on
Copy.
this one they actually named it scale, which is I
Right.
think it's funny. That on the other one it was just B.
Which I was curious because we do have a scale method, don't we? Yes.
Yes, but that does something else, I think. Ash is like, nope.
No, it doesn't. I guess it's scaling on a vector.
Yes.
It's a vector scale,
Yeah.
not a scalar scale.
It's an XY scale, not a
Yeah,
Not
exactly.
not a multiplication.
Well, I mean, it's a multiplication. So, but 2D, two-dimensional vector.
Oh well, that's actually that's the bottom of the code file. We're not at the bottom of the test yet, though.
No.
I mean, almost. I thought, okay, I don't remember doing some of the things that are in here. I'm sure we did because we went straight down
Oh
the
yeah.
file.
Well, that's pretty much the bottom of
Doesn't-
the test because the next ones are exact equals and equals.
Doesn't surprise me at all.
Which
I don't remember any of this.
Don't we have? Maybe
Who
we
are
don't
you
have
people?
exact equals.
But so in C# though, you can't truly do an exact equals with floating. Well, we're doing doubles, but you can't do an exact equals with floating point values. Or I guess a double. You could with a decimal, but not with a double because of the rounding errors. I think. I mean, they would have to be. It wouldn't work for like a calculation to find out if things were equal. It would work if like you manually put in 0, 1, 2, 3.
I don't know.
Anyway, Should return true for identical matrices.
Doesn't that
Should return false for different matrices. Well, of course.
it seems like it would be unlikely to be exact equals, but seems like we would still be able to do it, right? Like the floating.
So do we need a not equal-ish? Is that what you're going for?
Yeah, basically called exact equals.
I'm inclined to skip this one. Do I care if we have an equals, and do I care if
Wait,
if
this
it's
is the
off
one
by
you're
the
gonna
by the
skip?
epsilon?
I know I don't care.
If it's only off by the epsilon, then we have what this is asking for.
This is the one you care. to
Should
skip?
return true for identical matrices. Should return false for different matrices. That part's the same. Should return true for close but not identical matrices.
Have you not
Hard
learned
to-
to not try to make sense of it?
Okay, so yeah, so here the difference is that matrix A and matrix D are only off by the epsilon. And for that, equals is fine. But they have their exact equals, and their exact equals doesn't take epsilon into account.
Yes, because it literally checks each value.
I mean,
Which
we can make
JavaScript
one. I don't.
JavaScript runs into the same problem. I mean, I doubt that they're actually using it for the reasons you've pointed out.
I think they've made it available for the consumer to use. I don't think that it's important for the library. And
Agreed.
I don't see much value in making the distinction.
I agree. Skip it. Let's move on.
Yeah, we'll skip those, put a pin in them, see what happens. Okay, so then that means that now we are ready to move our matrix class, our matrix 2 class, into
we have an
its
equals?
appropriate home location. Yeah, we have equals. And if we run into situations where like we want to do a thing but we don't have the operator for it or whatever, we'll add the operators then. Make a test and add the operators, like the multiply and things. But
Cool.
I'm not going to do those right now.
Commit.
Yes,
Generate-
please. Wait, why is it not building?
equality members. What?
Definitely don't commit at the moment because it's not building.
That is, I think it's your fault.
Yeah, it is my fault.
Multiply scalar. Oh, and add. And this is and add. It was. I just didn't rename. It wasn't a problem on the third method because there wasn't a third method from the copy.
Now save.
Say it.
Commit.
Say
Push.
it. Hold on. Let me
Commit,
move.
push.
Let me move the matrix thing
No.
into the to its
do it.
home.
No.
Oh
It,
my
it
gosh.
wants to go home.
Oh, now the namespace messed up.
Control RO.
Look, it even filled it out for me. What? Control RO? What?
Move that class out of that file.
I gotta
Since
move-
you've got like all these classes in the same file.
What classes?
Didn't you have your tests and your implementation in the same file?
Yeah, it's already out of the file.
Oh,
You gotta learn to keep up.
Oh.
The only thing in here now is vector.
vector. Yep. Vector.
Vector. What's the vector, Victor?
Don't call me Shirley.
Is that from that movie?
Roger. Yes.
Don't answer like you know.
What's my vector?
To be fair, I think they're from the,
the one-
70s. so
The
it's-
one movie that he knows is Airplane. I remember that one because when I was young and I was watching it, and that lady runs across the screen without her top on, and it was rated G. Ha!
Well, they're Canadian. It's fine.
Different standards up in Canada. I don't know why I'm clicking on things. Okay. That's moved. That compiles. That
You
compiles.
ever been in a Turkish prison?
No, and I also skipped the Turkish bath. I didn't feel comfortable.
What about the Turkish delights?
I had that, I think. And baklava.
Oh, baklava is fantastic.
All of these are like you're not using it. You're not using this at all.
Well,
But that we're using. We tested all of these.
we tested them, so they should be used, right? Oh no, the tests. Wait. Do the tests have the wrong?
Stupid. System transactions. We don't need that. We don't need numerics, and apparently we don't. What, NuGet frameworks?
Oh, I see asserts. You need to.
And that would be Control RG.
What? What is?
Control RG is remove and sort usings.
Oh. Typo. I'm not going to fix that. These are all
there's-
improper.
I see a lot of
cases.
asserts. You need to do like a search on assert dot and refactor the
Assert
binary
dot
place.
to confirm dot.
Confirm dot. Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about. Oh.
See, look at that. Assert dot to confirm dot. Come on, do it. No.
So wrong.
No.
Just-
It won't let me dot it.
No. What?
no, to
Find and
control
replace.
Control H.
Control H.
Old school.
Yeah.
Assert dot.
Assert dot.
I typed it wrong.
Assert dot. Dot.
Alt up.
Confirm dot.
See how you like it?
I think it's funny.
This is what it's like. Fair programming with Clayton.
Perfect.
There. Nailed it. Okay, everything compiles. What's the green?
All right,
Oh,
chat.
spelling.
See line 3. Hold on, scroll up. See line 3. Don't do that. Or line 4, rather.
Yeah,
don't do that.
Don't do line 3. Whatever you do, don't do line 3.
Yeah. Unit testing is a waste of time.
Oh, okay, save. All right, so that's the Matrix 2 class, which we're probably going to make modifications to because Ash and I both agree that some of it is not the way that we would do it.
Just commit and push.
Just
Come on.
hold your horses.
You're going to break it. We only have an hour left.
Right, now is the time to break it. That way we can fix it. Look like heroes. Let's see, what did we do? Finished Matrix 2 class for now. Boosh. He seems to have disappeared.
Where did he go? Wait, I can see him on Twitch. He's gone.
Okay, so that's the Matrix 2 spec. Oh, and then there's a Matrix 2D spec, which is also 300 lines. What is the Matrix 2D? It has 6 values? Should return a 6-element array initialized to a 2x3 identity matrix. I don't know what Matrix 2D is. Okay, we're gonna cut to the chase just a little bit.
Get commit, get push.
I did. Where have you been?
I don't know. It's been a long
Couple
of years, I guess.
So, in the code that we're wanting to work with, they are doing. Come on. Where is it? Work with me.
He's back.
That's not it.
You had to
Man,
turn
no,
on your water heater, didn't you?
No.
You had to refill your water. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay, come on. Oh, come on. You're doing this somewhere. Where is it?
What did I miss? Now we're digging
Well,
through
so
another.
they're doing matrix operations somewhere, and I'm trying to get to where those are, so that I can. I'm gonna cut to the chase, right? So I'm gonna find in the code that we're wanting to create next. I'm gonna find the matrix stuff that they're doing, and then we're gonna do that.
Uh-huh. Are we not doing that matrix stuff right now?
No.
Okay.
WebGL 2D translation.
Right, like we have
Full 32 array.
matrix operations in our JavaScript that we don't want in the JavaScript anymore?
Kind of.
Okay.
So the matrix calculations that are in the JavaScript, we're actually going to modify those and put all of the matrix calculations outside of the shaders. I want those calculations to be in Blazor, but the
Right.
calculations that we're currently doing are technically from the mostly from the Mozilla documentation right here,
Yep.
which is a different process than what this guy is using, or this person is using.
Okay.
So like here's I think this is where they start to do it, right? So here they're modifying the shaders to do the matrix calculations. And I think they've already done the clip space calculations, and then here's like, oh, complicated matrix stuff with radians and things. But they're not doing any of it in or they're doing it manually instead of, come on. Yeah, here's scaled position. He gets to it in a minute. Next, we'll go over the magic that is matrices. So here's where stuff starts to happen. So this, whatever that is, and then so he's got an M3 multiply function, and there's the function. Translation, rotation, scaling. Here is some vector stuff. M3.trans. Oh, well, he's just writing his own. He's not even using GL matrix. Uh-huh. We could maybe skip ahead then. A0 times 3 plus 0. Weird. What kind of a...
Hotel is this?
So here's his multiply. I don't understand what's going on there. I guess this is a shortcut to get to the... Right. It's a 3x3, so 0 times 3 is 0, plus 0 is the 0 element. Okay. Instead of going element 1, 2, 3, And then assuming you're on the next row, 4, 5, 6, assuming you're on the next row, 7, 8, 9, he's doing this calculation. That seems like it'd be more costly, though. Like, if you know, and he's putting them into the thing. Anyway, let's go just implement this in C#. And we'll start a Matrix 3 class. I don't understand what he's doing, but we can probably just copy it and everything will be fine. We will want to come up with tests for that later, once we understand what's going on.
Hey, Wax Static is dropping. Welcome.
Matrix 3. Hey, what's up? Drop. That might have been a minute ago. Matrix 3's, yes. Okay, so we have it's a public class, Matrix 3. Again, this looks like static, and then it's going to return basically a new matrix. Matrix 3 multiply matrix 3 A and matrix 3 B. Okay, so then var A00 equals A.
Did you drop that
0.
link into chat? You did not. Looks like.
No, I can drop it. This is what we are creating now. If you go, I don't know, a little past a quarter of the way, or almost a quarter of the way down the page, something like that. M3.multiply you could search for. Plus, ooh, hello. Plus 0. This is a fancy, I feel wasteful way to target the matrix as a 3x3 as opposed to a linear array. You could correct me if you think I'm wrong, but we need to go grab this.
Yeah, I agree. I would just do.
Except for it's going to be 1, 2, 3.
I mean, it is easier to read.
It's easier to look at and be like, oh, that's what they're doing.
Oh, you're at 0, 0. You're at 0, 2, 0, 2, 0, or 2, 2.
Right. I get that, but it's just.
And again,
from a
0
calculation
being
standpoint, it's not what you would really
still
want.
off by 1. Yeah, I would just go through 1 through 9, and 1 through 9, or 0 through 9, 0 through 8. Excuse me.
Yeah, that. Okay. So there's that, and then, well, I'm gonna copy, and then we can make an optimization later. So this is to A22. He's only grabbing the 2-dimensional.
No, it's because it's 0, 0 to 2, 2, which
okay.
is
Right. Yeah. So 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 2, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 0, 2, 1, 2, 2. I may have been saying 2, 2 and not pasting. I don't know. Just
you just need 9.
1, 2, 0. Come on. 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2. These are either way extra or not enough. 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2. Nailed it.
Throw those into B's.
Stop it.
Okay. Why don't you do like what is it? Alt
Yeah.
drag. That would be.
That would be efficient. We can't have that.
See?
Okay.
You can do that again.
0 0 0 1 1 1 2 2 2 0 0 0 1 1 1 2 2 2 1 1 1 2 2 2 0 0 0 1 1 1 2 2 2. Nope. Nope.
20.
And then 0 1 2 0 1 2. There we go. That should be all of the values. So return. Can
Wait, what are you doing?
I'm trying to make this work. Leave me alone. B0 times A00 plus B01 times A01 plus B02 times A20. And then 1, 2,
You got that
3,
wrong.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
It's B01 times A10.
Yes. 0 0 0 1 1 0 0 2 2 0. Okay. It is A is all the way down, B is all the way down. Yeah,
Yes.
I thought it was turtles all the way down.
that too. 0 0 0 1 1 1 2 2 2.
And if you're just joining us, this is the live coding live stream for Wednesday,
2 1 2.
where we work on personal projects and heckle each other and have a good old time. You can join us every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, where we work on maybe Clayton's Blazor Game Engine project, maybe John Ash's Lift Fit Log, maybe Speaker Meet project of mine. Or you can join us on Monday evenings at 6 p.m. Eastern or 7 p.m. Eastern, depending on guest, where we live stream the recording of the podcast and continue the conversation here on Twitch.
No,
That's
this-
11.
It's
Nope.
wrong. Yeah.
10,
0.
11,
2.
12,
And then it's here
10.
0 1 2.
Yep.
All right, and then 2 2 2 1 1
1, 2,
Okay, yeah, 0 1 2 3. And then 2 0 1 2 3 0 1 2 3. Not 3, but you know what I mean.
Huh?
Okay.
And it's still mad at you.
Yeah, but that's because we don't have the implicit conversion, but we're going to have the implicit conversion in just a second because I'm going to copy paste it from Matrix 2. Should be down at the bottom with the operators, I believe. Implicit conversion from double values. Operator Matrix 3. See, now it's not mad. And look, I don't even have to. I just don't have to.
Right.
But I do have to change this. Okay, so new matrix 3, and it's going to be value 0 1 2. Oh, 3. God. Stop it.
Tally task.
4. 5. That should be that. 5, 6, Y, 7. So off by 1 error. That's very common in programming. And then, of course, I need to make... Okay. Nope. Okay, fine. Yeah, sure, let's do that. And then that's going to inherit from this. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. I hate you. Stop it. The second I control AD, this is getting so messed up. Or that, even. Okay, whatever. Double A, double B, double C, double D, double E, double F, double G, double
H.
That's
it. Nope.
No,
Stop.
H is it?
Yeah.
I get carried away. All these
You
doubles.
just need 9.
So
A through G are the 8 notes.
this
Just need an H.
0
It's a
equals
9.
A. No, stop it. B, stop. C, D, E, F, G, H. How do I keep nailing that?
I was gonna say, how do you keep?
It's not because I'm counting, I can tell you that much.
Something's wrong.
Yeah, that needs to go over, but between the open and close and the open and close.
What?
There you go.
Is it not the that?
Do we need
It's
an
the
I?
that, isn't it? And it is this. It's not. What's it say?
Oh, I guess we do need a. Sorry, my bad. We do need an I.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. What you? Come on now.
Because we only have seven different notes.
Yeah, yeah.
8 repeats at the beginning,
Now who's not counting?
right?
Of course, if you had me put the I in there, I would have just automatically made another line here. It would have just worked
Yeah,
out.
you probably would have.
That's interesting. That it's like, oh, you don't need to do this. Oh, because it's never used. It's good to have a default constructor. As long as you're not receiving dependencies that are actually dependencies. Okay. What am I doing now? Everything compiles.
Yes.
I guess that's all I was doing. I was just copying this method. Golly. Okay. Now, I feel like doing this math manually one time would be worth. I don't.
It's 0, then 1,
Yeah.
and then 2.
0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right?
Yes.
Should be.
Yes.
Okay. Before Mr. Magoo yells at me. What was that? What was that?
Nothing.
I believe the fries are done.
Digging further done. Well, that would be so great right now.
Oh yeah, nothing's calling it. Of course, it's fine. Okay, so that's that one.
6-figure dev is live on Twitch.
Oh, well, that's good to know.
Yeah.
It only took hour and a half.
No, that was a older one.
All right,
Well, that's his internet for you.
so So then he's got translation. So we're gonna do public static. What's this? This one returns a matrix 3. Translation. And that's gonna take TX and TY, which are going to be doubles. And then return. Yeah, that, sure. 1, 0, 0. 0, 1, 0. And TX, TY, 1. It's very weird. Okay, and then rotation. And we're going to take in angle and radians.
I feel like we lost our TDD mojo.
What are you talking about?
There are no tests.
That's because I don't know what this stuff is doing. I mean, this one would be pretty easy to test, right? I suppose I could spend some time and figure out these numbers to make that testable.
Yep.
There's going to be tests. I'm literally copying code. I mean, come on. Like, I'm just
Bugs and all.
yeah. If there are bugs, I don't. And if I write a test, it's going to be verifying whatever that code is doing. Like, I have no idea. I will write tests. There is going to be tests for as much of the C# as I can manage to have tests for.
Yeah, they seem to be. They seem
Remember,
to be
kids,
making,
stay in school.
they seem to be making like a So
They're doing
Before-
all of the calculations that we would be doing to stuff going into the vertex or to the shaders is what they're doing.
So like a identity matrix is sort of like a matrix that you could multiply by another matrix and get the same matrix out, right? Like that's why it's called an identity matrix. It's sort of like
Oh,
one,
sorry, it's maths.
right? And so identity 3 matrix is where the diagonals are all ones and everything else is zeros. So my guess is what we're doing here is we're basically updating identity matrix with a translation so that we can multiply this matrix by some other matrix, another 3x3, and get a translated matrix. The same thing with the rotation is we're taking an identity matrix. Instead of rotating any matrix, we're rotating the identity matrix, and then we can take that identity matrix and then multiply it by any matrix, and we get a rotated matrix.
Yes.
That's what we're doing here. But we just have to trust that they're accurate.
I believe them. They seem trustworthy.
But we don't have a math here.
What?
We don't have maths here yet.
No, not yet. I'm gonna have to add maths for our friends across the pond. I think I'm gonna get bumped into position by Freda the cat. No, it didn't help as much as I was hoping it would. New cost minus sign 0 sign cosine 0 0 0 1. Where did we do math? It's just easier to copy it than to try and figure it out every time. Oh, I thought it was in here.
No, I think it's in the tests.
Aw. No, because the tests don't have a reason to have it. Oh, well, it wouldn't have been here. It would have been here. There it is. Oh, look at all that stuff that we're not using.
Oh, we are using maths.
We're using maths. That's correct. Yeah, you got to use the maths. There we go. All right, and then the last one is a scaling function. Which takes in a scale X, hello, scale X and a double scale Y. And then that one again is really simple. Return new SX 0 0 0 SY 0 and 0 0 1. Okay. Right. So then all you need is multiply, translate, rotate, and scale.
Yes, because you're gonna just grab the scale. You're gonna multiply by the scaling and multiply by the rotation.
Right.
Multiply by.
Which is way simpler than all that whatever was going on in GL Matrix. I think.
I think so. I agree. Yep.
Okay. All right, we'll just slide this over so everybody can see. So here's the part that I was actually wanting to get to, and we would have probably just started with this the other day, but I couldn't find this page because I had to restart or whatever. But the thing that I wanted to get to was changing the shader. So the shader that we have looks not quite like this, but similar, where we're doing all these rotational things and we're pulling in matrices and doing all kinds of vector math and all kinds of junk. And the new shader doesn't do that. It receives a matrix from the JavaScript, and then it just multiplies it by the position. And then ta-da! So we're gonna do that. That'll give us the position, and then all of that that work that we did to have either the clip space or the screen space, we can do all that in Blazor instead of in the shader language. And we can do it like one time and basically save the value, as opposed to doing it for every single calculation, every single frame. And well, actually more than once for every frame, for every single pixel in some cases. So it should be not only more capable of being manipulated, but it should also be faster.
And I can never remember. Screen space is the pixel one?
Screen space is XY coordinates within the 800 by 600 range.
Clip space. So
clip space is -1 to +1.
So shaders will always operate in clip space.
Yes, they do. Yeah. And then we do.
But we will convert so that we can operate with when we're using the framework in screen space.
Right.
And
If that's what we want to do in our current game situation.
Got it.
Right. So like if we were doing 3D, we might do the 3D in clip space, but we might do like the UI in screen space. Or we could do the whole thing in screen space. It's just whatever we want to do. But this allows us basically to manipulate the shader without having to touch the actual shader language, which is a huge boon.
That seems like a good thing. Yeah.
So that's what we're going to go and work on now that we have this. Now that means that a lot of the calculations that we were doing in the JavaScript are now going to get pulled into Blazor, which is going to potentially complicate the values that we're sending down. But hopefully it will actually simplify those values. But we'll find out in a second. So for anybody who is just waiting for things to break, we're there.
Yes.
We are not going to have a running application by the end of this.
Do it.
Guarantee it, because the second I make these changes, forget it. So let's jump over to Blazor Game. Yeah, so all of this stuff we're doing in here.
Get rid of it. Just delete it.
It's like here, Matrix 4 create. Like we're not going to be we're not going to be doing this. We're not going to be doing this. We're not going to be doing. We're not going to be doing all of this madness. Right, so position is the thing that we're changing here, so we can get rid of all of this. I'm going to be bold.
Yeah, do it.
I mean, I'm just caution to the wind over here. But I'm
Comment it out. I would too, frankly.
Okay, so they've just got Vec2. Or well, okay, I can GL position. So once you convert to WebGL2, then you're not doing GL position anymore. You're doing Vec2 position, and then it just magically does a thing. I don't know.
Do you want to do that conversion right now?
No, I don't want to do anything right now.
Okay. Well,
Position.
it's been a nice stream, folks.
Me either.
Where was this position coming from? Times position. Oh, Vec4 position. Yeah. So I guess really we could leave this line, and then it would be like Vec2 position equals U matrix times Vec3 A. Okay, so we got different names going on here. So they've got position, vertex position, check. We've got color and texture coordinate, which we're going to leave alone. And then they've got resolution, which we've got. And then they don't have these. They just have a matrix. Oh, that's neat. Did it put the... Okay. I feel like it really shouldn't have, but it did. Uniform. Mat. 3. U matrix. Okay. And then so we just have a vertex position.
Do we know what that uniform keyword is doing?
Comma 1 XY. Uniform is exposing this value. So this is an input that we can modify. So if we go to if we go so here we've got attribute locations, vertex color, so we can like target that, and same things here. So we're going to use the uniform matrix for FV, and we're going to use that.
Got it.
So the uniforms and the attributes, or attribs, or whatever they are both things that you can import/export from the shaders.
But we don't know what the difference between attrib or uniform is? Or do we?
I'm
like
sure.
Why go with one versus the other?
I'm sure that I've seen it at some point. I don't remember it off the top of my head right this second.
Got it.
So, no. How were we doing? So there's position. We weren't doing anything with color or coordinate. We were just passing them through. So these are outputs that go to here. See, so we get V color and V texture coordinate. So these come from that shader. But because they are attributes here, or attributes, we're basically just passing them through. Yeah, here. Varying low P, high P. I don't know what the low P, high P is. Yeah, so matrix 3, Vec 2, Vec 4, Vec 2, blah blah stuff and things. doing this calculation and then just passing position into GL position. And then, so now, they've got a draw scene, and where we would be doing the translation stuff and the rotation stuff and the scale stuff, they're able to just do that. Now the weird thing is, so like if we look at their demo here, translation, this isn't necessarily, it feels weird to me because you're changing the rendering position, but not necessarily changing the point that you're telling it to render. Like you're saying, like, here's a starting point, translate XY, render there, as opposed to saying, as opposed to like moving the starting point. So it just feels weird to me. It's like this thing is always, you always draw it as if it's at 0, 0. But then you're like, oh, by the way, translate it this amount in this direction. If we go 0 and 0, so you always render it as if it's here. But then you apply the translation matrix and it goes to places.
Yes.
So we're probably, so we've completely broken it now. I imagine we're probably
Ship it.
We're probably gonna have to backtrack, which I don't want to lose this page because. So we're probably gonna have to backtrack to one of the previous pages because here they're doing all this stuff, but they're doing it the way that we've seen with these kinds of things. And you know, all this stuff in the shader. But we need to at least get to the point where we can see where they're drawing the thing, so that we can apply the correct functions to what we're doing, I think.
By the way,
Yes.
uniforms are uniform for all matrices, or for all vertexes. So they're the same for all vertexes.
Oh, well, okay. Well, that makes sense.
That's the difference between uniform and attribute.
Okay, so if it was an attribute, mat3, then you would have a different one for each vertex. Or you could have a different one for each vertex.
You could have a different one for each vertex.
Which would mean that when you translate, you would translate the point. You would translate the vertex. But because we are translating, this is more like moving the camera than it is moving the F.
Yeah, sure.
In which case, this is like a negative camera movement, even though we're positively translating the F.
Your negative camera movement.
Well, like, you know, if the F goes right, then the camera has gone left because the F hasn't actually moved. That makes more sense now, because that's the part that was weird to me, is that we weren't moving the F. We were translating the world.
It's like the spaceship from Futurama. It doesn't move. It moves the universe.
Yeah, like that. Okay, so I'm pretty sure we're well and truly broke right now, and I will hit the play button so we can verify that.
Oh, get ready, folks. It's the exciting time.
What?
Then again,
No, it's cached. No.
oh, you think it's cached?
Oh yeah.
Good call.
Yes. There we go.
Oh, you Mertrix? Okay, I need to work on my spelling. U matrix. There it is. Because I typed what he had instead of U matrix. How does that fix it?
No, it won't. It ought not. Should be broke.
Yeah, should be broke. Not for that reason though.
But not for that reason, yeah. But no.
Error occurred compiling the shader error on line 28 equal
Doesn't like-
dimension mismatch. Cannot convert from high P 2-component vector of float to position high P 4-component vector of float.
I feel like that's not how you spell compiling.
What?
Just saying. An error occurred compiling. Is that how you spell compiling? That doesn't look right.
Don't judge.
I'm not judging. It's late and it looked weird.
It might be. I don't know. Okay, so yeah, so this is so broken that it won't even work at all. Well, that's commented out. Why would it care about this? Right? Like, that's commented out. Fine, then. I'll just get rid of it. Unless it's complaining about, unless it thinks it's this. But then I would think it would say, like, line 24 or even line 22. But it said line 28. Right?
But it was a 4 to a
Well, and even then, you know, it should be 10 lines, 10, 11 lines behind. So what? Here, let's look at it again. An error occurred compiling the shaders. Error, or well, line 0, character 28. The equal symbol, dimension mismatch. Assign cannot convert from high P 2-component vector of float to position high P 4-component vector of float. And it happened on Game Razor line 31 and 32. That's probably not going to be very helpful because... Well, no, 30... Yeah, 31, 32. Is it, what?
what? Wait, Vec2.
It said high P, Vec2, to something else.
No, that's what it's trying to convert to, and then a V color. Oh no, that's a high P. So it was saying it was a high P Vec4 to a high P Vec2.
Cannot convert from high P 2-component vector of float
to position.
to position high P 4-component vector of float. If we go back and we look, right? So position, I'm assuming this is the position that it's talking about. So this is a Vec2, and that's what it's complaining about.
And
now,
GL position is a Vec4.
I think
On
that's
line
what it's
37?
saying. So, okay, so if we said Vec4, and then position 0, 0. Right, so then that would be...
What was their code and why did it not yell?
well, it didn't show all of their code. We could go back and look.
Oh, it didn't show at all.
Yeah, so we can look here. We can look in the JavaScripts. Can you? Nope, of course not. So if we look at... Where would be the shader code?
They may
From scripts.
they may be pulling it in somewhere else. There it is, right there.
Vec4 clip space.
They've got all that
we're
clip space
hold on,
stuff in.
we're looking at the wrong. We're looking at the wrong.
Oh. was gonna say they got all the clip space stuff.
It should be here. So here we've got Vec2 resolution, Vec2 translation, Vec2 rotation, Vec2 what? I thought they made all this simpler. They did, right? That's what they're... This is still...
That's still the old one. Yep, that's still the complicated one.
Oh, yeah.
Our new shader will be much simpler.
Wait, hold on. Yeah, this should be...
Oh, here's that version. Okay.
Good golly. Still, you might be asking, so what? That doesn't seem like much of a benefit. But now if we want to change the order, we don't have to write a new shader. We can just change math. So this is supposed to be...
Yep, I think that's the one we want to look at right there. That F.
That is a lot shorter.
Yep. That's
Position,
much better.
Resolution, matrix. Vec2 position. Okay, that's we got that far. So he still has this stuff. That's still doing clip space. At some point, they get rid of the clip space, which is what I was after. Yep. Yep.
I mean, getting rid of the clip spaces, I feel like easy enough, right? Because that's just doing all that stuff ahead of time.
Well, yeah, that's what I think. Yeah. Check this out.
It is.
It's like dead simple, right? So, hello. We still have the things that we were. So, Vec4, GL position equals Vec4, U matrix times Vec3, position 1, XY 0, 1. Okay, so we'll copy that, because that's the end goal. That's the end result.
Get rid of the rest of it.
Just delete it.
Just delete it. I mean, it's broken already.
It's in source control somewhere. All right. So we've got... Okay, so we've got a vector position, right? We're going to leave the color. We're going to leave the texture coordinate. Those are related to a different topic. So
Yes.
they're fine. We're going to delete the model view matrix and the projection matrix. We're going to leave ourselves with a matrix 3. And we have
Don't need the resolution.
We don't need the resolution. I like it. Okay. So then, geez Louise. So then we have multiply the position by the matrix. I don't know why, if it can be this simple, why they don't start with this simple. Like just make this the default. Why all the other junk? It doesn't make sense to me.
Well, that's to scare the other people off.
It's just to scare the wimps. Okay. U matrix times a vec3 just position, which is not this thing anymore. It's going to be a vertex position. Did I do that right? That's amazing. And then I think it's vec3 has to be a 1. Close it off twice. Dot xy, comma 0, 1. So, yeah, that stuff. Excuse me. Okay. Yeah, and that's it. And then the fragment shader is also pretty simple in their example, but ours isn't actually all that complicated. This is just, we've just added the stuff to be able to apply textures and whatnot. So I'm going to leave that. That makes that super simple. We can save. No, stop it. We can save. And then this is almost, this definitely broke stuff. But I'm curious to see if it complains anymore. I don't think it should
That
complain
doesn't
anymore.
compile, at least.
Yeah, I think it should compile. So check our network. Why? All the time. Just every time. Okay, so clear color is working. Obviously, the drawing of the textured square is not working because we haven't applied a U model or U matrix. So we'll have to go and do that. But there's no complaints. So as far as it's concerned, it's rendering what we've told it to render.
There is something in the console. I don't.
It's
Oh,
just
bootstrap.
bootstrap,
Oh, it's a stupid
which
bootstrap.
I'm going to remove because I'm not even using it. It's not important. Cool. And we're at 60 frames a second, which is kind of the cap. I mean, 61 occasionally. Sweet. So that's working. It is
Also
so
not doing anything.
It's not rendering properly because we haven't applied we don't have the matrix.
No.
But here is compute the matrix. Oh, sorry, you can't see it. Here is compute that. So. Oh, well, okay. So this takes in the output matrix, basically. And then it's going to return the multiplied... Oh, no, the starting matrix. Right. So we can add these, and then we can apply these, and that'll give us the matrix. And then we'll just copy whatever is going on here in order to have something to push out.
Yep.
So, yeah. So let's do that real quick. Of course, all that's not going to happen today because all that's in JavaScript and it needs to be in C#, which means we have to pull over. We'd have to translate all of it into C# and then devise how we're going to actually call the thing in.
Yep.
So I'll go ahead and copy these functions because I think
Yeah,
they're the
let's do
only
that.
other functions that we need to accomplish this. Oh, here's a projection. Let's scroll through real quick and see what we need. Okay, so multiply, translation, rotation, scale. We've got those. Here's some shader stuffs. Draw the scene. Fine. All's well. Here's an example of multiplying the matrix. Draw the scene. Everything's happy. Identity. Okay, so we can grab that. We can do that. Identity. It doesn't take anything in. And it returns.
1 on the diagonals.
Yeah.
Why is it not happy?
Because all of these had
Oh, those were doubles.
they had
that
an
were
artificial
bringing
double in them, so
it. Yep.
it's all good. Okay, so that's identity. Nothing there. Here they're taking the 0 to 1 stuff that was in the shader and they're doing it. Well, no, that is the shader. Okay, but projection. This matrix flips the y-axis so the 0 is at the top. Oh, okay, so this is actually the GL fix to flip it so that the coordinates are what we would expect. Matrix 3, projection. Width, comma, height. So this one is going to get the. This is basically going to build up our screen space. This is like defining the screen space, but in matrix form. This, I'm going to say double, but it should really be. I mean, they're going to be ints basically. Okay, so return new, and then 2 divided by width 0, 0. Yeah, and it's on a form of identity matrix, but the the bottom of the identity matrix has values in order to cause it to flip, I guess. 0, -2 divided by height. 0, -1, 1, 1. And I think those are what's actually flipping it. Weirdly. Stupid. I know, and the second I hit Control KD, it's going to change it, but whatever. I wanted it lined up. Okay, so that's the projection, which is going to handle our clip space to screen space conversion, if I read it correctly.
Yep, I think so.
Okay, and then we have our translate, rotate, and scale functions that are going to take in a matrix and then output the calculated matrix.
Yep. And they take in an output matrix, and then they...
No,
don't.
they're actually not. They're, yeah.
I know, I'm just joking from the last.
Matrix 3.
Hey, Sir Skull Legend. How you doing?
Oh, hey, yeah. What's up? We're just
welcome.
playing with the matrices.
Breaking stuff.
It's totally broken.
I mean, it is right now.
And it's not coming back together.
No,
Yeah, if you're just joining us, this is Live Coding Live Wednesday live stream, where we work on personal projects and such. This is Clayton's Blazor Game engine project. It started life as a port of monogame in Blazor. We've been playing with matrix math.
Translation.
We do this every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern for a couple hours. And then usually on Mondays at 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. Eastern, we live stream the recording of the podcast. This coming week, we should have Guy Royce on at 7 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah, they're all multiplication.
Yeah, this is what's beautiful about converting identity matrices first. Is
Nerd.
Then all you have to do is multiply.
No, it is really cool stuff. When you see it working, like when I'm looking at it, it's all Greek. Partially because some of it actually is Greek, but
right.
I don't remember any of it, or well, very, very, very little of it now. But if you remember in a couple versions of the Matrix ago, I spent like a whole week.
Like the first movie, or?
Yeah. I spent a whole week reading up on how to do the some of this stuff, and we did it like by the book, not like as an efficient algorithm, but like here's how you do it step by step. Certainly didn't do the identity stuff. That would have been easier. Okay, so that is translate, rotate, and scale, which I feel like we're going to use a lot of. And projection, and...
Yeah, we could even convert our matrix 2 to use this methodology for a lot of those things.
Yeah, I'm starting to wonder if we're going to need the matrix 2, though.
Sure. We may not.
Like, as an assistant to the game library, yes, probably. For the purposes of rendering stuff on the screen, probably not.
Probably not. Yep, agreed. Yeah, we will need that matrix 4, but again, I would take matrix 4. Would probably take the same approach here.
I'm guessing we would need that for a 3D space. Since we need a matrix 3 for a 2D space. I don't know.
I'm not sure.
He's not using a matrix 4 yet, so.
Oh, don't we do stuff with color rotation and that sort of thing, or like where we're using?
Well, we're doing color application, but that might be different.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure. I thought we might have been doing.
4. No, we used a Vec 4.
Okay.
Because the Vec 4 is
right.
XYZ and then W for the color.
Got it. Okay.
I'm looking. Okay, it looks like those are the only Matrix 3 operations that this particular documentation is using so far. So I think, and there's no way that we're going to get far enough today to see the square bouncing around on the screen again.
Yes, that's correct.
But next time, I think that we should multiply. Let's go back. Oh, here we go. Translating geometry. Yeah, they start with the F. So we'll go back to this 2D translation and probably reference this more advanced thing up here with the matrices, because we're going to skip some of the logic in here. But we'll see what the differences are. We'll move everything that we can into the C#. All of this JavaScript stuff, not counting like the actual GL calls, we'll move into the C# and see what we can actually make happen in Blazor. Like if we can get a very minimal library set up in the JavaScript, literally just to call the GL functions, then that would be preferred.
Yeah, I think it's actually pretty exciting because I think it'll feel a lot more like a Blazor framework.
Yeah.
Or a C# framework, right? Yeah. Like not a JavaScript one.
And then John can stop complaining about all the JavaScript in the Blazor application.
I'll just find something else to complain about. That's fine.
That's fine. I just want to hear a change. Just want something to be different.
I will like to point out that I got a 99.97 on the drop game.
Oh, you're a cool cat.
I am a cool cat. So are you done? Are we done?
Yeah, that's as far. If I push it any further, we'd be at a bad stopping point.
Yeah.
Okay. So with that, we will say thank you, everybody, for joining us and sticking around and hanging out with us. We will be back at 7 p.m. Eastern on Monday for the live stream of the podcast. And at 8 p.m. Eastern next Wednesday for some more live coding. Be sure to like and subscribe, follow, interact with us, give us some grief on Twitter, all the fun stuff. With that, we'll say goodnight. We will raid our friend over at Jenny Nexus and say goodnight, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.